much for joining. As always, please practice in accordance with your conditions and your abilities. Remember that the practice is an offering. Imagine all creations experiencing this through you. So we want to try to make sure that we're putting out the best of our offerings. So practice in a way that is conscious, that is mindful, and deliver the best of the best experience to all beings everywhere. So on that note, let's begin. So sit tall, straight, close the eyes. Bring the attention within. The moment of creation, God became part of all living beings. Attune your mind to a supreme divine consciousness that is within and all around. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. As this fills no doubt. Om Namah Shivaya mantra. I bow to your light. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. To make this practice even better than meditation, renounce all the fruits. Imagine this as your divine duty to all beings everywhere. So let's do the mantra for purification to begin. to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. We try to do it with volume and conviction so that it can be heard by all the subtle bodies within and all around. Try to do each one in a single breath. We'll do it 3 times. If you don't know it, just pretend you're chanting through the voice of the Guru, move the lips, and you will derive all the benefits as though you're chanting it perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bhyantraha Sjihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bhyantraha Sjihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bhyantraha Sjihi. Spiritual breathing in order to connect with the divine within. Bring the arms up, the palms slightly turned up from the fingertips. Inhale the best of the best down through the arms into the spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the breath and hold the attention at the heart, the spiritual heart, located in the center of the chest and the right side of the physical heart. 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale again, pull everything you need down from into the arms, into the spiritual heart. 3, 4. Feel yourself being flooded by all that goodness. 6, 7, 8. Again, holding the attention and the breath at the heart, spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms. Just the breath leaves. Everything that you pulled within stays within. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once again, inhale down. Everything you need into the spiritual heart through the arms. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding again in the spiritual heart. Hold the breath. Exhale up through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put the arms down now. And whatever you bring into the heart, where God resides, as God is equally present in all beings, it will then go to all beings everywhere. Purifier pranayama, to purify all the nadis. These are like psychic receptors, countless numbers of them, all throughout the body. They say that it's over 350,000 of them. So when they're fully open and purified, you can realize more for yourself. You can realize your full potential. The more you can do this, the more you can share with others. Remember that the main purifier is the adherence to ethical rules, the adherence to yama and niyama. First and foremost, compassion towards all beings. So imagine all the purifying effects going all the way throughout the body, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, imagine you're expelling all the impurities out, which reside at all levels, physical, mental, and spiritual levels. So for this technique, inhale through both nostrils for 4 counts. Hold the breath for 12, engage the throat in a root lock. Exhale out for 8 through the left nostril. Okay, so for the breath retention, you contract the root muscles. Imagine pushing the belly button right into the front of the spine, and you're lifting the whole pelvic floor up towards the navel. That's a root lock for the throat lock. As you inhale, raise the chest up high so that when you bring your chin onto the chest, you don't have to hunch your back to do that. Your back tries to stay as straight as possible to allow the breath to pass through easily. The tongue to the roof of the mouth, the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth will seal off the lock. The attention to the space to the eyebrows. Left hand, Yana Mudra, second and third fingers connected, other 3 fingers straight on the left knee. This is a mudra consciousness. On the other hand, Vishnu Mudra, second and third fingers fall down towards the palm. When we turn the palm towards us, it's no longer Vishnu Mudra. But we use the thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left. Only use these 2 fingers of the right hand for the right hand. Okay, so let's begin. Breathe out completely, sit up tall. Inhale through both nostrils. 3, 4, hold the breath, chin on the chest, the part of the throat lock, root lock, third eye attention. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the left side evenly. 2, 3. Push all the air, lungs be completely empty by the 8th count. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry, that's right. Inhale again. 3, 4. Hold the breath for 12. Everything stops. All the mind activity, the body movement, the body movements and emotions as though they're frozen. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the left side. 2, 3. Relax. Release the blocks. 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale through both nostrils. Draw in everything you need, those purifying effects. Hold for 12. 5, 6. Remember this holds the root log. Tuck the tongue to roof the mouth. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out to the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale again through both nostrils. Hold the breath with the lungs completely full, the chin on the chest. Make sure again your back is not hunched. 10, 11, 12. Out through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. Hold the breath. Everything stops. Keep the attention always fixed at the space between your eyebrows. If it wanders, just keep pulling it back as many times as you need to. Remain without judgment, without expectation, without attachment to results. Exhale out through the left side. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And release the right hand down. Take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and the emotions. Have no attachment again to what you should or should not feel. Now, through the forms which we'll do momentarily, we try to see God in each and every one of them. The way that God manifests in this universe is through all the forms. So through the forms, we try to celebrate the magnificence and the diversity and the beauty of God. Honor all beings, love all beings unconditionally. And this comes as a result of practicing and seeing God in all the forms. So with that intention firmly anchored in our minds and our hearts, let's begin the practice, the asana practice. Come to standing. We're going to start off with some exercise to prepare the body for the practice. So trying to move the joints in every which way possible. Hands on the hips. Start to circle the head. Try to get the ears to the shoulders, the chin to the chest, the back of the head to the top of the back. Move at a speed that you're comfortable with. And then go in the opposite direction. And now, shake up the wrists, move the fingers very, very rapidly from side to side. Again, no control over the hands. They're moving all by themselves. Then flat them up and down with the wings of a hummingbird. Shimmying, you'll see your fingers are moving so fast or they could blur. Now drop the arms by the sides of the body and continue to shake. Allow the arms to just slap the body any which way. The head to find all the directions. Shake out the shoulders. And slow it down. And now the right arm winds backwards. Make as though you're winding up to throw a ball. If you need to support your shoulder with your left hand, go ahead. You can also turn your body along with the arm, so to protect the joints if you have any shoulder injuries or anything. Go forward now. Feel as though you're holding a weight of 5 pounds in the hand to make the arm swing more easily. then the left arm, circle it backwards, coming forward. And then go backwards. And now bring your arms up over the head, take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to the left, bounce a few times, and then go to the other side. Try not to make folds in the waist as you bend, and the underside of the body. And feel stretch all along the top side of the body. Pull on the elbows, go to the left again, and go to the right. Come back to the center and release. Just going to fix the camera just a minute. So now from here, okay, so now take hold. Bring your feet a little bit more hip width apart, the feet above the edges of the mat. Take hold of your opposite elbows and throw your body from side to side. You can do Kapalabhati as you're doing, so you're breathing out with each time you twist. Try to see all the way around you. And then release. Now feet together, arms by sides of the body, jump up and down. If you can. If you have any knee issues, you can just lift your heels and just bounce off your toes. But if you can't, just right up. Push off with your toes. And then stop. Now bring your arms out to the side. If you need to, you can bring your left hand on the wall or on the chair, and then swing the right leg back and forth. Try to get your knee to the shoulder, the toes to the back of the head. Loosen up the hip joint. Flex your foot so you don't step your toe on the ground. And then the other leg. Make the leg look like a pendulum swinging out of control. And now release. Feet back together, arms by sides of the body. One more, just to work the core a little bit. Try to find your core stability. Inhale, raise your arms up. Lift the heels as your arms coming up. Exhale, come back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, push into your toes. Start to rise up. 3, lift the heels as you're coming up. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, inhale. Be graceful. Be the eternal witness, watching body moving all by itself. 4, 5, 6. Exhale, back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try not to allow the heels to hit the ground heavily. Inhale. 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Inhale. You have to see yourself in the practice that, imagine yourself in the practice you're trying to attain. With constant practice and your determination, you arise. Stay there. Come up even higher if you can. Now exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chin on the chest, and a gesture of humbleness. Stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Renounce all the fruits. Dedicate this practice to all beings everywhere. Do it because it must be done for the well-being of all. Now let's come to the front of the mat. Surya Namaskara, hands to the heart. Imagine you're being infused by the light and the warmth of the sun, which is represented with the wisdom and the love of God who resides within. And share that love with all beings and wisdom with all beings. Raise your arms up overhead, arch back. Hold the body down. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring hands on the ground. Right foot back. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. Come into the high plank. Lower down the knees and bring the seats all the way back behind the heels. Come forward, brush the nose together as you're coming forward. Take the head up and back. Cobra. And again, take the seats back. Come forward. Make as though you're trying to pull the floor towards the body. And then take the head all the way back, curve the spine. Try to get the back head over the seat. One more time. Take the seat back, come forward. And then uncoil gracefully like the serpents. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat, allow the head to fall towards the ground, below the arms if you can. If you're flexible, you can even touch your forehead to the ground. And then the right foot steps forward. That's a difficult transition. Your left knee can come down. You can use your right hand also to push the foot forward between your hands. Push your hips forward towards the front heel. And then the left foot steps knee to right, Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing, arch back. And come back home, hands to heart. Go up and back, breathe naturally, move the body, the breath will follow, and deliver more power and ease and grace to the movements. Uttanasana. Left foot back. Into the plank. Knees down, the seat goes back. Come forward, imagine you're in the body of a snake. Imagine how the boundless range of motion. Take the seat back again, come forward. Think of all the qualities of the serpent, being regal and wise, fierce and fearless. And then one more time, get the seat back. 3 times blessed are those who can imitate the teacher on all levels, physically, mentally, spiritually. In any given form, that's your teacher. Then Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let the seat, allow the head go down. And then the left foot steps to the hands. Try not to land as a big heavy thud. Control the movement till you're soft and quiet. Uttanasana. Come right up. Move as though you're moving in your dreams. Always fluidly, gracefully, quietly. Raise arms up, arch back. Fold the body down in half. Uttanasana. Adjust your humbleness here. The right foot back. Anjaliasana. Bring your seat all the way down towards your front heel. Into the high plank. And now knees, chest, forehead down. Chest between your hands, come forward. Push into your hands and lift the hips and knees away from the ground. Stay for a moment. You can bend the toes under if you like. Pulse. Imagine trying to fold the body in half. Try not to make, however, any folds in the lower back and the back of the neck. And back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Soften the line in the back. Try to get the heart to sink down all the way towards the ground, the body to your thighs. Again, if you're flexible, try to bring your forehead, maybe the nose and the chin to the ground. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then the right foot steps forward to the hands. Chest open, shoulders back. Uttanasana. Head down, body against the thighs. Push the body into your legs to get your seat up a little bit higher. Then come right up to standing. Reach up and back. Engage the buttocks. As you arch back, hands back to the heart. Go up and back again. Fold the body down, adjust your humbleness. Every movement expresses consciousness, try to tap into it. Left foot back. Like here, you're opening yourself up to divine grace, surrendering to divine service. Into high plank, knees, chest, forehead down. Adjust your humbleness with the eyes downcast and your head down. Into upward facing dog. Again, stay here for a moment. Look like a dog howling at the moon. Picture it in your mind and try to realize it with your body. Now back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Here, imagine a dog stretching its back. Think about all the qualities of the dog, especially the loyalty of the dog to its master. Embody that quality through your devotion to the practice and to God. Left foot, and to serve all beings. Left foot forward, feet together, Uttanasana. Belly on your thighs, head down. Come up again, reach up and back. Back home. Pranamasa. You always come back to source of divine light. Reach up and back. Stretch the whole front of the body. Fold the body down. Uttanasana. Right foot back. Into the plank. This time a different entry. If you like, chaturanga. Lower down, hovering just above the ground about an inch. And through to upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Of course, do according to your abilities and your strength. Right leg up, three-legged dog. Step the foot between your hands. As you move forward, shoulders over the fingertips, so the foot again doesn't land a big heavy thud. Into Anjaliasana, and then the feet come together. Push the body to your legs. Try to get your seat eventually in line with your heels, your legs straight. Try not to detach your body from the thighs. Come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. And come back home, hands to heart. Raise your arms up, stretch. And bow down, his own humbleness. Uttanasana. Left foot back.
Bury your mind deep in the heart and watch your body move with even more power, grace, and ease. Actually, Chaturanga or Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, forehead down, if that's better for you. Through into upward facing dog. Good. Stretch the whole front of the body. No wrinkles in the back body, either in the lower back or the back of the neck. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Think of your spine as a conduit of energy, just like a hose. If you fold it sharply, you cut off the water flow. So try not to cut off the energy flow. And then raise the left leg up, three-legged dog. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, gaze up, and feet together. Eyes downcast again. A gesture of humility. Come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. And then come back home. So adding on now, raise your arms up, stretch the whole front of the body. As you come down, bend your knees, your belly on your thighs, your hands, if you can, join them together and pull them right up off your back, over your shoulders, maybe even from the head, Uttanasana. Keep your belly with your thighs. So again, if you need to bend your knees a little bit to keep the connection, then do so. The right foot back, back knee down, without touching your fingers to the ground. If you can, swing the arms all the way up, Kapyasana, monkey pose. Think of a monkey. They have no sinew, no bones in their arms, completely loose in the shoulders. Rock your shoulders back and forth to create that looseness, that pliability. And come back down into high plank. From here, you can do any one of those two entries we did before, or another one if you like. Bring the seat back. Come forward without dropping your hips and knees to the ground. You have to push the elbows into the flat body, into reach your toes, and right into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. All the transitions seamless like you're doing a divine dance of devotion. The right leg up, step the foot between the hands. Without a sound, plant it, and then right up again with your arms. Hands together, cover the mudra if you can. If it's too much for your shoulders, keep your hands apart. But if you can, rock your shoulders back and work your joints. Push your hips all the way forward, lift the chest up away from the seat. Curve your back. Come forward, belly lands in your thighs, swing hands behind your back. Again, without touching fingers to the ground, hold the breath. Left foot comes into the right, Uttanasana. Try to get your belly on your thighs and your chest below the knees. Come right up to standing, raise your arms over the head, arch back. Come back home. Again, raise your arms up, reach up high. Fold the body down, lose yourself in the sensations. Make them so that they're enjoyable, so that all beings enjoy them through you. Uttanasana, your hands over your head, and then essentially your legs are straight, your seat's in line with your heels. Forehead against the shins, your legs are perfectly straight. And then from here, left foot back. Hold the breath as you bring the foot back, or right up into Kapyasana. Keep working the joints every day, move the body. Otherwise, as Dharmaji says, you end up in big trouble. Keep on moving. In every way, keep moving forward. Come back into high plank, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually as well. Into high plank, again, entry of your choice. If you like, bring your seat back, pull the elbows into the side of the body, turn your fingers out, and come right into upward facing dog cobra. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg up, and step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, come up again. With constant practice and anger, determination, and adherence to ethical rules, anything is possible. Lift the heart, set your sights high in every sense. Reach back. Now from here, break the pose, belly on your thighs, so your hands to the back, hold your breath, right foot to the left. Uttanasana. Bring your seat right up in line with the heels, the body against the legs. Come right up to standing, raise your arms over the head, arch back. Come back home. So do that sequence again without stopping this time. Flow from one pose to the next. Reach up and back. Come forward and down. Be like a shapeshifter moving to the forms. Uttanasana. Right foot goes back. Right into Anjalyasana and then Kapyasana. Raise your arms up over the head, arch back. Come right down. Entry of your choice into upward facing dog. Chaturanga, Ashtanga Namaskar, or any variation. Into downward facing dog, the right leg comes up, step the foot between the hands. Backing down, reach up and back. Wherever you are is perfect. Don't worry about the results. Just have the intention of offering and try your best. Uttanasana, that's the most important. Come right to standing, reach up and back. Back home. And again, reach up and back, stretch. And then fall forward. Belly on the sides, head close to your feet, adjust your humility, left foot back. Right through into upward facing dog, Kapyasana. And now, into high plank, and then get ready for the entry into upward facing dog. And back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg up, step the foot between the hands. And right down again with your seat as the arms come up and back. Try to get your feet just over the toes. Come forward again, belly on your thighs. Right foot to the left, Uttanasana. And come right up to standing, reach up and back. Come back home. Charge the body, bring the palms down, right against the legs. Breathe in the best, everything you need into the spine up to the crown. Exhale, send it out to all beings everywhere. Send it all throughout your being as well. Okay, so now we'll do a few more dynamic sun salutations. No stopping this time. This will be done with a jump. If you can't jump, then walk. Okay, raise your arms up over the head, arch back. Fold the body down, hands on the ground, hold your breath. Jump back lightly. Landing chaturanga, through into upward facing dog, and back into downward facing dog. Immediately jump your feet to the hands, right up and back, and right into the next one. No stopping. Plant hands down. When you land, you're hovering just above the ground. Upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Jump forward lightly. Reach up and back. Two more. Come down. Good. Press into your hands. Land so that it's not a big jarring movement. The jump should be soft, like you're landing as light as a feather. Hands down into chaturanga, to the upward facing dog. Downward. Jump your feet to the hands, reach up and back. Come back home. And again, take a pause here. This time from the heart to inhale the love from the heart up to the crown. Hold the breath, imagine the love going out to all beings everywhere. Like the sun that shines down on everything. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love towards all. And release. Continue with some postures now. Bring the left foot forward. Go to the back of the mat. And then arms, if you can, behind the back. Squeeze the heels, palms together. That's too much for your shoulders. Keep your arms out to the side. That might be easier for balance as well. Come forward. Bend your left knee. And then raise your right leg up. Make your body level, like the head to the foot, straight line, like you're lying on a table. The body should look like the capital letter T. Now from here, bend your left knee. If you can, put your hands over the head a little bit more. And see if you can arch your back. The head above the height of the knee, the right foot comes up higher. Point the toes. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. The chin comes forward so the back arches. Now bring the hands back down to the ground. Left hand on the foot, on the outside of the ankle, the index fingers holding the outside of the heel. Bring the right leg up higher. If your hamstrings are tight, you can fold the right leg. Otherwise, keep it straight. Belly stays at your thigh. Bend your knees so your belly stays in connection with your leg. And maybe move the right hand in. Eventually, maybe the hand is on the foot as well. So both hands on the foot, index fingers on each side of the heel. Break the pose. Bring the right foot back down, tuck your chin in, and come up. So when you're starting to pose, you don't have too much flexibility. You don't have to have your leg up too high. Just concentrate on steadiness, finding the balance. Now on the other side. Hands together, squeeze your palms together, or out to the side again like an airplane. The right foot forward, and then you launch your left leg up. Straighten up the right leg. Straight line from head to the toes. Hands behind the seat. And if you want, you can start to dive forward. The foot comes up higher than the head if you can. The head comes about the height of the knee. And you pull your hands all the way up off your back as high as it'll go. Over your shoulders, maybe send the head a little bit. And again, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Arch the back if you can. Lift. Pull the shoulders back and lift the chin. Now break the pose, bring the hands down on the ground so you can get your left leg up higher or even just the knee, push the knee up. And then from here, the right hand comes to the foot. The index finger along the outside of the heel, close to the back of the foot. Belly on your side, bend your right knee as much as you need to. And then start to move your left hand in. Closer and closer. When you're ready to take your hand on the foot, sometimes helps to hold the breath. Gaze beyond the toes. And break the pose. Bring the left foot down, tuck your chin in, stay, head stays heavy as you roll your way up. Charge the body again. Inhale, bringing everything in from all around, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere. Good. And release. So next one, ballet pose. Standing on the left foot first. See if you can take your right foot by the heel, the inside of the heel, the thumb behind the heel. And then bring the leg and the arm out at the same time. Depending on flexibility, maybe your toes and fingers on the same line as the shoulders, maybe even higher. Lean to your left a little bit and make like a letter Y if your leg is higher. Try to have your, again, toes and angle, leg at the same, arm and leg at the same angle roughly. If you can look up, be magnificent and poised like a dancer. Good, now see if you can let go of the foot without dropping the foot. Hold the breath, engage the muscles, let go slowly. And then bring the knee forward in front. Take hold of the shin and pull your shin towards the body and bring your chest and belly towards the knee as well. Lean back if you can. If it's not comfortable for you to do this, then you don't have to. If you want to go further, you can bend, extend your right leg, hands to the heart, imagine you're lying on your back. Maybe you bring your arms out to the side. And then come back. So you have to look beyond your toes for that one. Easier to keep your hands on the heart. Try it on the other side now. Anchor down to the right foot. Take hold of the heel from the inside, the left heel, and the leg goes out again to the side. If you flex your foot, it's a little bit easier to balance. And then maybe take your leg up higher if you're more flexible. Look up. Embody all the qualities of a dancer. Be graceful, be a virtuoso in your art. Be proud. And then from here again, get ready to let go of the foot without, so you don't drop the foot. Hold your breath, engage the muscles, and let go. Now bring the knee in towards your body, and then lean back. Push your belly towards your thigh, your knees up close to your shoulder. Turn your toes out a little bit. That helps. Bend your left knee, right knee. And here, if you can bring your left leg forward, you can. Lean back a little bit, chest to the hands, maybe up to the side. Break the pose, come back. Charge the body again. Inhale, imagine lights of all colors coming into the body. Right up to the spine, to the ground. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout the body. Be illuminated from within. Keep shining your inner light. Okay, so one more. Bring the left foot forward. No, I should do it this way. Bring the left foot forward and the left hand comes down. Not too close to the foot, at least 14 to 16 inches away. So you can open up your hip a little bit more easily and find the balance more easily as well. Raise the right leg up and bring the right arm up as well. Adho Chandrasana. If you can look up, keep your fingers together, keep your whole arm active, not like spaghetti hands. Now from here you can bend your left knee, so anchored, bring more weight into your left foot to keep it steady, pull the right heel towards the seat, and then push the foot all the way up and back again. bow pose. If you're more, if you want, you can look towards your front hand. Make sure the left hip is over the heel. Hold your breath. Take your left hand to your heart. If you're more steady, you can even take your left hand to your foot as well and push it out. Now, if you want to keep going, press into your left foot and come all the way up. You can also do a river dance here with your left arm in front if you're not holding the foot with both hands. And then break the pose, release. Try it on the other side now. Gracefully go to the other side. Keep present, stay present. Bring your right hand in front of the right foot. Left leg comes up. Stay enthusiastic through the whole practice. Imagine that the witness is always watching. God within is always watching your teacher. And so you want to always look enthusiastic so that the teacher is always wants to share more knowledge with you, the students engaged. And now from here, if you like, bend your right knee, so you can anchor the right foot down firmly, press into the edge of your feet. Take hold of your left ankle and push it all the way up and back. It's easier to take hold of the leg as opposed to the foot. The foot is sometimes slippery. Look over your left shoulder. Open up. If you want, you can look forward. Hold your breath. So you get your right hand onto the heart. Or maybe it's the foot, hold you in towards the seat and you push it back up. You want to keep going. Press into your right foot. Hold your breath. Come into standing. Standing bow, or with the right arm forward. Wherever you are is perfect if you're trying your best. And break the pose. Breathe in. Everything the best into the spine, up to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout the body. Good. Now let's continue. Standing in the middle of the mat. We'll go on with some standing poses. So stand facing the long edge of the mat, fingers in the same line as your elbows at the height of the shoulders. Jump or walk your feet apart, turn to your left. Bend your left knee, sink down deeply into the hip. If you're flexible, your knee over the toe, back knee very close to the ground, a few inches away. Look over the hand, the front hand. Now, enter into the warrior consciousness. Steady, determined, strong, powerful. Bring the right arm up to meet the left. Turn the right hip forward, left hip moves back, so the hips line up. Look up between the hands. This pose says, I'm yours. Grab me higher devotional. I'll have to fall back. Surrender. Now bring the hands back down to the ground. Slide your left hand in behind your left heel. If you can, straighten up the left leg. Come into triangle. If your body can't open up, you're kind of hunched like this. You can bring your left hand onto your shin somewhere. Bring the right arm up. Or alternatively, bring the right knee down and do it from here. Easy triangle. Again, just do your best, no attachment to the results. And we will all have the opportunity to experience everything. If you want to take a bind, your right hand can come behind your back. Find its way on the thigh perhaps, roll the right thigh out, or go further down. Left arm underneath your leg. Drop your shoulder down below the line of the knee. The right arm goes behind your back. You're joining your hands behind your thigh, again, on the side of your seat, not over your seat. Too much reach. Okay? And from here, you can keep going. Bring the right knee up off the ground. The head close to the ground. Now from here, if you want to test your balance, you can bring the right foot in closer. Try to have your gaze beyond your toes. Bring weight onto your left foot and see if you can raise your right foot up. Then you can keep going. Bring the right foot back down. Release. Enter this way. Lower the back knee down. Right into Kapyasana again. Reach up, stretch, bring your hands behind your head. Try to get your hands over your foot in the back. Be flexible, take any variation you like. You bend your arms, hands come below the head, and maybe if you bring your foot up, you'll catch the foot. Or move your right hand to your right foot, turn to the right, bring the right foot up. You can hold it, press it against the inside of the right arm, arms extended, or into the arm, fingers come close to ears, lock your fingers together, and then lift your wrist, take your left arm to the outside of the left side of the head. Push the foot away from your shoulder. Lengthen the arms. Think of the graceful lines of that swan's neck. They don't have any big kinks, sharp angles. Break the pose. Bring the right foot down. And from here, we're going to move the left foot to the edge of the mat. And then rock back and forth. Lifting your knee a little bit. Pushing back off the toes through the heel. Send the right heel back as far as you can. Lower the knee. If your hips are low enough, you can fall to your right, landing on your right form, and roll back to your left. You want to have both sides of your hips down equally. And then when the hips are anchored down, the rest of the body will follow more easily. Eventually the pelvis, the belly, and the chest will come right down. If your hips are not anywhere close to the ground, just stay on your hands, but keep pushing your hips towards the ground. Think of a cobra pose. You think of all the poses are similar that you do, and you look for the similarities as opposed to the opposites or like the differences. This is why it's what causes separation. If your chest is all the way down, your left shoulder probably resting on your left foot. Your arms can be out to the side. Make sure your knee is close to your shoulder. Shouldn't be dropping out to the side, nor the foot sliding away from your body. Keep your shin vertical. Feel like a lizard just sunning himself on the warm earth. And now come back onto your hands. Release your back, pushing your knee back, your hips back over the back knee. Lift the toes up and then bow to your leg. Bring your belly onto your thigh, telescope your chest forward as though trying to get your chest beyond the knee. The left cheek rests on the inside of the left shin. If this is easy for you, you can move into Hanumanasana. Hinge your hips forward, bend the toes under the back foot. It's easier if you slide your left foot on a slippery surface. Don't go too hard or fast in this. Be mindful. Don't go to a place of pain or suffering. Remember what you're offering. Eventually, the hips will come right down to the ground, and you express the devotion and the faith of Hanuman. Anything is possible. Reflect that in this pose. Break the pose. Lean to your left. Go right into pigeon here. Your left foot moves to the right. If you're more flexible, the foot heel can be in line with the knee. If it's a little bit tighter, bring the foot towards the right hip. Rock from side to side. Try to make sure that both sides of your hips are equally down. You can take the right hand to the foot now and slide your left hand forward. Your body comes between your foot and your knee. Even if you don't come all the way down, stay where it's good for you. Again, if you feel more heaviness in one side, in this case probably the left hip is heavier, just pour more weight towards the left tip. Just feel surrender, softness. There's a place for it all in the practice. Sometimes your best offering is to let go of the need to always try to achieve the most complicated poses. Sometimes you need to surrender and be content where you're at. Now coming back. From here, upright pigeon. You can move your your left foot in towards the hip. And keep your hands on the seat. pull your elbows towards another, or you can join your hands behind the back. Lift your head. If you know other variations, advanced practitioners can go ahead. Some of you might be able to bring your hand to thumb into the back of the knee and guide your foot to the head, coming into Rajakapatasana, pigeon. Go ahead if you know this variation. Break the pose. Now we're going to go right into Vastisthasana from here. So there's a nice variation for those who have the balance or are more advanced. You can take your left arm behind the back, hold the foot, and you have to circle your index finger and thumb around the big toe. And then you push into your left hand, turn to your left, push into your right hand, turn to your left. It's pushing the edge of the foot and lift your hips up while still holding the bonnet. Okay, if that's not going to happen, you just lift up. You keep your left knee in front, your left foot in front, and eventually you might be able to bring your left foot in front of your right. Cross your ankles, straight line from head to foot. If your hips are sagging, your shoulders are sagging, bring the right knee down. Do it from here. And now release. From here, we're going to bring the right knee back down to the ground, and left foot steps forward in front of you. So now you're in the genuflect position. Bend the toes under the back foot. Parivrita Parsvakonasana. The right arm up, angle the toe and the knee towards the right. Try to get your right arm down to outside of the left leg. Okay, armpit eventually sitting on the outside of the knee. Left hand push into your right. Then you don't stay here. You push your left hand to the right. Try to get your belly higher than the thigh, the center of the chest to your thumbs, and hold the left shoulder all the way back. Turn your face and chest. If you want to take a bind, you can push your hips back. Use your left hand to guide the hands through. You have to kind of twist, turn your left side back a little bit, and thread your arm a little bit diagonally in front, so your hand comes just against the front of the belly. Left arm then goes over your back. You join your hands together, and you pull on your left arm, or left wrist. Left shoulder goes back. If you want to take your back knee up off the ground, go ahead. Hold your breath. Push through the heel of the right foot. Pushing through with your toes. Every posture has its own tricks for getting to the pose, achieving a pose more efficiently and with more ease. Now break the pose. Bring your hands back to the inside of the foot. Move your hands and your body back to the center, between your legs, and come up. So I can turn it up a little bit here. If you can't see your screen, when you go to the right, just jump around 180 degrees. And then go to your right now. Virabhadrasana, strong and steady again with the warrior. Keep on seeing yourself in the forms, seeing the divine in each and every form. And then perhaps you'll find a pose with more ease. Raise the left arm up to meet the right. Virabhadrasana, look up between your hands. Strong lines from the base of the hips all the way up to the fingertips, a straight line. The head goes back. Bring your hands back down to the inside of the foot. Slide your right hand back so the fingertips are a few inches behind the right heel, the right leg straightens. Trikonasana, left arm comes up. And again, if you can't open up very easily, you can either bring your hand to your shin and come up like this, or you bring the left knee down, bring the toes under. On the left foot, the right hand comes on the inside of the right foot, left arm comes up. Do it from here. And then from here you can do any type of bind if you like. Left hand behind the back and on the thigh, roll the thigh outwards. Or drop your shoulder just a little bit lower on the knee. Right arm comes underneath your leg. Left arm goes behind the back. Join your hands behind your right thigh, right close to your hip. Left shoulder moves back. If you want, you can try to lift your back knee up off the ground again. Try to get your left leg straight, at least, but push your hip up. The head comes down. If you want to keep going into your balance, your bound Adho try to get your right hip and raise your heel. You try and put it beyond your right toes. And see if you lift your left heel up off the ground. Hold your breath so you can bring your leg up. Release. Come back down, turn forward. Kapyasana. Arms up, reach back, fingertips over the toes. Again, do your variations as you know them. The same one as you did before. Lift your heart up. Again, bring hands down just below the head. Open up your fingers, spread your fingers. Try to get your foot up. Maybe you'll find your foot. Maybe eventually you can just rest your head on your foot. That's a little bit too much. You can turn to your left hand to your foot. You can just lean away from your leg, or you can start to move into your other variations. Your foot comes up into pushing against inside of the left arm, or you lean towards your foot. Your fingers come close to your ears, so that you can find your fingers more easily with the right hand. And then you lift your wrist, push the wrist away from you, and push the foot away from your shoulder. Swan. Break the pose, and come forward now. With your hands on the inside of the right foot. As Dharmaji says, don't expect to get the poses the first time. No attachment to results. Otherwise, your mind always in a state of restlessness, and then that's when the suffering comes. So even a practice can become an attachment when you're always concentrating on the outcome. Push back to the left foot, lower the knee down, and if you can, if your hips are low enough, fall onto your left forearm, roll back to the right. Imagine there's a big weight sitting on top of your seat. Sometimes it helps to use your imagination to achieve the effect. And with that heaviness pressing into your butt, into your seat, perhaps the body will sink, and then the rest of the body will eventually come down. The belly, the pelvis, the belly, the chest, the chin. And if you're all the way down on the ground, with your chest on the ground, you can extend your arms out to the side. The right shoulder is on the right foot. Try to get the back lower than the knee. If you keep telescoping your body forward, then the body will come closer to the ground. Now, get ready to come back onto your hands. Release your back. Bring the right foot, bring the right toes up, and then bow to your leg. Keep telescoping your chest forward. Imagine your heart is going beyond the knee. And you can stay here. This is where you're on your edge, or hips come forward, bend the toes under, and start to slide the right foot forward. Hanumanasana. Move your hands back so that your shoulders are eventually like your hips, and then bounce a little bit if you like. Again, not too aggressively. Be mindful. And then if you're all the way down, any variation you like. The important thing, again, is to find the qualities of Hanuman within you and shine them. All the qualities are within you, just have to turn them on. Now from here, release. Lean to the right, and bring the right foot to the left edge of the mat, towards the left edge of the mat. Adjust your foot again so that time your flexibility, maybe the heels on the same line as your shin, or come closer. Make sure your thigh is roughly in line, the knees are the same line as your hip, your right hip. And then just keep rocking side to side until you find both sides of your hips are anchored down. Left hand comes to the foot, and slide your body forward, landing your chest between your foot and your knee. side of the body. If one side feels heavier, tip more weight into your other side. And if you chance you get to meditate in the pose, become one with the form, merge with the form. That's the highest form of meditation, when you are able to merge with the form, become one with them. Now coming back, get ready for upright pigeon. Take the foot in closer to your hip. And again, any variation you like, depending on your abilities, your experience. Keep your hands on your seat. Push into your seat, pull down, and lift your heart up. Try to get the back of the head right over your seat. Or you can take the opposite elbows. Join your hands. Or if you know the Rajakapatasana, go ahead. There's a few different entries. You can push the thumb into the back of the knee and try to guide your foot to the head. If you get the hand up, try to find the foot. Or we can bring the foot up, take the outside edge of the foot, keep the elbow close to the body, and then raise the elbow up, drop back, and then the foot can land on the head. Find your own tricks and your own experimentation as you're watching others. Break the pose. Now from here, if you want to try that entry into the half bound, a little bit, so my foot's on the sticky mat. Bend the toes under the back foot, reach around the right with the right arm behind your back, and take hold of the foot from behind. Your thumb and your index finger circling the toe, and then you turn to the right, push off your left hand, push out the edge of the left foot, and then raise your hip. Keep pulling on your foot. And that's a nice variation. Or if it's not possible to do that, just you can slide the right foot back and do it from here. If your hips are sagging down a lot and you're dropping into your shoulder, just bring your left knee down. Other option, you can do the full side plank. Your hands a little bit in front of the shoulder. Good. Now come back to plank. The left knee back down. Right foot in front, come upright, your legs like a box. Parivrita Paschimottanasana, left arm up. Anchor your toe and knee towards the left. You can get the right arm underneath, the outside. Make sure you get your hands not just by your shoulders, your body's behind your thigh. You keep pushing your right hand into the left, and same time, you're raising the belly up higher than the thighs, and then your chest eventually comes behind your thumbs. Lower right shoulder back. If you want, you can take your back knee up off the ground. Hold your breath, push into your toes, lift the knee. Here, you can also try to take a bind. If you have good steadiness, it might be easier because you don't have any obstruction of the last leg in the way. So you use this way you want to have your arm on the knee, your elbows close to the back of the lower leg, and you use the right hand to guide the arm underneath the leg. Right arm then goes over your back. Join your hands together. Find what works for you. And then once you have the pose, you can move efficiently into the pose. You can stay long in a pose instead of just fidgeting the whole time to find it. Eventually rest the body in the pose. And then break the pose. Come back. From here, come into plank. Lower the right knee down. Just move the belly, swing your left foot out, right foot out to your left. The left knee comes in behind the right knee. Swing the foot out towards the right and sit between the feet. Pull your knees, only face your knees come right onto the same line. If you can't get your seat down easily, if you have knee issues, you can just sit on your heels like this. So you can do the Sukha Gomukhasana from here, the right arm up, take the left hand to the elbow, push it up and further back. The hand comes down over the shoulder, between your shoulder blades. You You can either stay here, pushing back the heart, lifting your chest from behind, or your left hand can come down and join your hands back there. Pull on the hands, lean back. Keep your face soft. No pop. If your eyes are popping out of the head, might be an indication that you're going a little bit too far. Try to have your elbows right in the same line with the head in between. Now from here, release. So the reason I went back into this pose is if you want to do the transition, you press into your hands, you lift your seat, and you just walk to your left counterclockwise. Your hands stay in front of your feet, you spin on your feet, stay in the same place. Don't travel. And then eventually you're facing forward again, and then when you come down, your left leg should be on top. Otherwise, you just stay where you are if you're just sitting on your feet. And then the left arm comes up. Take hold of the elbow, the right hand, and push it back. Anchor in place at the back of the head, and then right arm, if you can, if it's appropriate for you, bring the right hand up to meet the left. Join them together. No forcing, no straining, no going again to the place of pain, anxiety, or suffering. You do not want to offer up the negative stuff. Now break the pose, release, shake up the shoulders. From here, then come out of the pose. So before we go into headstand, Dharma likes to do a lot of handstand practice because it makes the arms, the bones in the arms stick. Good for concentration and for confidence. So if you need to, you can put your foot on the seat. Make sure you're close enough to the if you want, you can just measure off with your back against the chair, the feet to the chair, and bring your hands. The fingertips are roughly in line with your heels, and then you just mark position from here. Bring a foot on the chair and bring one leg back. I like to actually have my hands a little bit closer, so that your leg is bent, so you're not reaching for the wall. If you bring one leg behind your foot behind your head, and then see if you can take your other foot up off the wall, eventually peel your toes away from the wall or the seat of the chair. If you want, you can always keep your foot on the chair. So keep on practicing for a bit. If you don't need a wall, you don't need to wall. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart, no more than that. Your fingers, middle fingers are facing forward, your fingers are spread. Don't close up your fingers. And here you can see you can take a few jumps. Keep your legs split. With your legs bent, you might be able to find your balance more easily. Just keep practicing. So lots of different tricks you can use. You can see if you can throw the leg up, if you're more flexible, and try to tap your toes. Eventually stay. And good determination. And break the pose. Come to the child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax. Now headstand. Any variation of your choice. If you know it, go ahead into it. Don't have to wait. If you need some assistance, you can do the same thing as we did with a headstand. Same type of idea. You bring your feet against the base of the wall. Sitting in child's pose. Take hold of your opposite elbows just underneath your shoulders. Should be in line with your shoulders. And then bring your hands in front, interlace your fingers, and place your head between your palms. Bring one foot on a chair or the wall, and one foot all the way back. Split your legs and try to find a balance here. Eventually pull your toes away from the wall. Again, don't go to, if you're not ready for it, if your mind is constantly fighting you, while you're doing a pose and it's anxious, then you just wait for it to come. There's no rush. Other variations. You can do teddy bear. Place your hands in line with your knees, your head in front. Make sure your hands are not beside your head. They should be in front. You can see them. The arms should be at a right angle. So your legs are not, your arms are not bent like this. Your wrists underneath your elbows. Lift your seat. Walk your feet closer and closer until your seat is roughly over your shoulders. Just press just underneath your shins against your elbows, underneath your knees. And see if you can pull your toes away from the ground, maybe one or maybe both. And then you can take your knees onto your feet up higher, so your knees are just resting on the upper arms. And again, you can experiment with getting one foot back behind you, one foot in front. Keep your legs bent, don't jump too hard, otherwise you might land on your back. So make the movements controlled. Once you find a pose, stay there. Bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows, leave your body alone. If this is too much to have your feet up off the ground, then just bring your forehead to the ground and roll your feet up. Try to get your feet in line with your knees, wrap your back, looking like a wall. This too is an inversion, and it's perfect. Your heart is higher than the head. Nothing to do, nowhere to go but deep within, beyond the body, the mind, and emotions. These are not you after all. Good, maybe another minute or so. Your headstands. You can do other variations. You can try to move your arms. You can try to come onto one arm, split your legs again. Put one form beside your head. And the other hands in the tripod, and just lift one finger up at a time until you're just on one finger. And keep leaning into your arm that's on the ground. Hold your breath and so get your finger up off the ground every once in a while. Flex your feet, sometimes it helps to bounce. Push your head against the wrist. And then lower down. Come into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Roll your way up. Now find your way onto your back. Bring your legs out in front. You might just scooch forward to the front of the mat. If you need a bit of help to momentum, get into plow pose, you just rock back and forth a few times. You try to get your seat up higher, more the back up off the ground. Throw your legs up. Eventually your seat comes high enough so you can get your hands onto your back and your feet come behind your head, and then you try to stay there. Keep your hands on your back, but your feet don't touch down. So you can move your arms in a little bit, so lean to one side, shift to one side so you get your arms all behind you, so from the front you can't see them. Join your wrists together, try to get your elbows closer, and then bring your hands back onto your back. You can stay here if this is where you're at, or raise one leg at a time, coming into shoulder stand. Your feet in the same line as your shoulders. You have a lotus, you're going to go ahead in your lotus. Use your hands if you need to help your feet to come into your lotus. And then you want to use your hands to push into your thighs. Try to get your knees higher than your shoulders. It should look like the shoulders stand out like a pile. If you're in lotus. Bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows. Make your mind one point in its focus. half a lotus, can do Pindasana. Bring your legs against your body, your lotus against your body. If you can take a bind, wrap your arms. If you want to take a bind, wrap your arms around the outside of the legs. Join your hands underneath your feet. This is for the Pindasana, embryo pose. Otherwise, if your legs are straight, return to plow. Try to get your seat and rise your shoulders. You can keep your legs extended or drop your knees down beside your head, thighs against your body. Go deeper within. Use the knees to squeeze into the ears to shut out all the distractions coming in through the ears and the eyes. Shut the eyes as well. Slowly start to make your way out. Palms down on the ground behind your back. Index fingers touching, thumb tips touching. Slowly roll down. No big crash landings. Control the descent by pressing into your arms. Engage your core. Eventually your feet will land on your wrists. Lower down to halfway and then stop. Now from here, be very fast and almost like a sniffing dog. Push into your lower arms, lift your back up off the ground. Your body now looks like a check mark. Move your elbows in a little bit more. Behind your heart. Lift the chest as much as you can. Bring the top foot down, close to the seat as possible. Arch your back, what you're trying to get. You're beaming the love out of your heart and trying to reach as many people as possible. Now breathe very fast. If it's too much, bring your legs all the way down. Keep your head where it is. Bring your feet close to your seat. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Take your hands out from underneath. Place them beside your head. A little bit behind your head as well. Spread the fingers. Now, the fingers facing away. Push your feet up off the ground. Slide your head in closer to your feet and then turn your hands around. Fingers now facing towards the heels. If you can, lift your head up off the ground. Push into your hands. Lift your heels. Stretch your body. Arms and legs straighten. If it's too much, do bridge pose. Keep your shoulders, back shoulders and the back head on the ground. Lift up. If you're an advanced practitioner, you can do anything you want to. You can try to raise one leg at a time. You can raise one hand at a time. If you like, do whatever you like. Give you the practice coming up also. And dropping back down. Open up your feet a little bit more, a little wider if you're starting. If you're coming back, you have to put your hands to your back to your legs. Flatten out, bend your knees so you're closer to the ground. If you can see the ground, then you can take your hands down. Again, lots of tricks. Use a wall to start when you're starting out. One more stretch. And then break the pose. Come back down. Relax. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting. Now bring your right leg up. You can slide your left foot in a little bit. If you have tight hamstrings, bring your right knee onto the shoulder, pull on the ankle and bring the foot closer to the head. Stretch the right leg. Take your attention to where you want to find the release, in this case the hamstrings. That's where the attention will go. That's where the prana will go, where your attention is. If you can straighten out your left leg, you can go ahead. And if you're very flexible, you can try to bring your foot to the ground beside your body. The knee in the armpits, your foot eventually comes to the ground. And then half happy baby pose. Bring the heel up so that the shin is vertical and your heel's in the same lines as the back of the knee. Now here you can have a couple of options. You can bring your hand to inside and pull your foot out to the right, like a ballet pose. Again, but you're lying on the ground. More flexible, bring your right shoulder in front of the right knee, back of the knee. You can tuck your left knee in and wiggle. Try to get your knee up higher and higher. behind the shoulder. You have to raise your right hip a little bit. Lift your back up off your shoulders and your head up off the ground. Push the foot back towards the ground behind you. Pull it towards the left. You might be able to get your head in front of your leg. Break the pose. Do the other side now. Slide the right foot in if you need to. Bring the left leg up. Take hold of the ankle and bring your knee to the shoulder. Your leg starts bent. And then you start to pull on the foot. Try and get your foot higher. Roll the left thigh down in this variation. And then slide your right foot out. You're flexible. You hold on to the sole of the foot and try to get your foot down right to the ground beside your head. This looks like infinity pose. Then come back into half happy baby. Your shin now vertical, your knee coming down to the ground, maybe resting on the ground, and your heel in the same line as the back of the knee. Here again, you can just use your left hand to pull the foot out towards the left. Pull the inside of the foot, the heel. Try to get your legs straight. If you need, use a strap. More flexible, take your right arm in front of the leg, your shoulders underneath the knee, and then push your knee up. You can bring a right leg in, knee in towards the body like a tuck, and just wiggle around. Try to get your left knee about the height of the ears so that your leg will go easier. So you want to work the joint so that the leg, you can bend your leg and then the leg goes back behind your head, and then eventually you bring your shoulders up and your head in front of your foot, your shin. Break the pose. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Imagine you just fainted. Okay, so now get ready to sit. Come here. Come to standing. Come to squat. Lift your feet. You can bring your arms from the outside and through the center. If it's too much, take hold of your wrists, your forearms, and push your seat up. Try to get your seat to this, try to get your legs straighter. If you're more flexible, you have to bring your arms a little bit underneath, below the knees. Tuck your chin in, cup your hands around the ears, maybe you can move your hands back. Eventually interlace your fingers behind your head, stork pose. Pull head all the way through the center. Release, roll your way up slowly. Hands on your seat. Ease your Uttanasana, turn your toes out. Sort of like cobra pose, except you're standing. Bend your knees. Your knees are over your toes like you're riding a horse. Push your hands into your seat, pull down. Push your hips all the way forward, lift your chest. You can keep your knees bent if you like. Slowly allow your head to go back. Don't go fast, remember, so you don't get dizzy. And if you feel comfortable, you can slide your hands down the backs of your legs, pushing your heels, your palms just underneath your knees. And then roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. The thumbs will come further through in the center, so you can push your hips forward until your legs straighten. But keep the thighs rolling out and the shins rolling in. If you're more flexible, slide your hands all the way down. You might be able to eventually step on your fingers with the heels. Or you can go into Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you can see the floor easily, bring one arm over and then the other hand. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, you can either come down onto your back or reverse it. Bring your right hand to your back of your leg, and then your left hand push The hands into the thighs. Lead with your hips. Heart and come back up. So from here, come down. Bend your knees. Actually, bend your knees. So one more back bend. You can do either camel or start with rabbit pose. Actually, bend the toes under, hands on your seat. You can either stay with your hands on the seat, just lift your chest. Bring your elbows back towards another. Stay here or lean back, shoulders go behind your feet. Then you can take the right hand to your heel and then the left hand to your left heel. Cross your baby fingers together, pull your heels together, and then hinge your hips forward. Try to get make it look like you're about to fall on your thighs. If you're more flexible, you can find out your feet. So when you go back, your shoulders go back a little bit further behind your feet, so maybe some of your hands can find your feet a little bit more easily. Then push your hips forward. Allow the head to go back. Of course, if you're more flexible, you can do Kapotasana. Arms up, reach back, look back, and hold the edges of the mat. You can stay here. You can eventually bring your head down. And then so you can walk your hands towards your feet. Move your hands closer and closer until you can take over your toes and get your elbows on the ground. If you're very flexible, you might be able to get your face between your feet. Break the pose. You just come out of it and come onto your back, or if you can press into your fingertips and come back up. So from here, let's come into child's pose. Stick to your seat, onto your heels, your thighs together, and you can cup your hands or make fists with your hands and hammer on the back of your body. On the other side of the spine, along the back. Roll your way up. Bring your legs out in front. Knees together. Your left leg extended. Your right foot on the outside of the left shin, not before the knee, beyond the knee. Left hand behind the back. Left hand, not right hand behind the back, and twist to your right. The left arm goes to the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Turn to the right. Try to get your chest to stay open. Try to get your chin over the back shoulder. You should feel a twist from the base of the spine. Feel its way moving all the way up the spine. It's not just the eyes that turn. Use your imagination to visualize the spine rotating around itself and making the body will spin more. Keep your back straight. Make sure you're not leaning back. You should not look like this. This is not doing anything. Okay, cool. Keep your back tall and straight. And then go to the other side. Right leg extends, left foot on the outside of the right shin. Right arm up. Push against the thigh. Imagine trying to pull the knee beyond the right edge of the body. Lift through the chest and then turn to your left. Look over your back shoulder. Break the pose, come onto your back, Shavasana, for a few moments. Lie down and just allow the whole body to just melt into the ground. All the muscles feel slowly dissolved. Sink everything down, feeling heavy. The best.
arriving now to you as a result of offering up all the fruits of the practice. Continue along this vein of offering everything up, ensuring that it's always coming from a place of love and compassion. So what you want for yourself, give to others. Eventually, you are always in a mindset of offering, and your behavior, your comportment, is always one that is always just trying to deliver the best. Because everyone you encounter is a divine manifestation, is a reflection of divinity. Repeat the following sentence yourself 3 times to ingrain this idea in your mind and heart. I see God in all beings. If the idea of God doesn't resonate with you too much, you can think of I see the divine force, I see the divinity in all beings. I see all beings as magical, as divine. And then it becomes unthinkable to want to take away their comfort, their happiness, and what allows them to shine brightly. So now let's prepare to come back to seated position so we can carry out this mission, extend into our day-to-day lives and all our interactions. Come back to seated position. Close with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within, send out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day. And if you feel like you need to do more Shavasana, then go ahead. Allow more of the benefits to further integrate. Much love and I hope to see you soon.